Thank you. Yeah, good morning. Is it morning? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. We are all sirs. There is no man here in the house. All right. We have a lot of things to discuss, and I have 50 minutes to speak. So let's just quickly go into it. Yeah, I submitted I don't know whether we can project the slide. All right. Our general topic is talking about men built for what? Men built for impact. Meaning that we are not men born for impact. Abi? Men born, men built. That means it is not automatic. That means there must be some things being done. If you have to build, that means you have to start from a particular level, from a particular stage to another stage. So that means everybody, we are born equal. But what we are able to achieve at the end of the day is a result of what has been built in us. So the topic we are going to be looking at for this particular session is from learning, earning to investments. From learning, earning to investments. Raising men of lasting impact. Now, the topic I was given, it is from earning to investment. I decided to add the third one to it. And why? Because this is Trinity. Abi? Because this is zone of Trinity. So, and I choose to add the third one to it. And our even province is also province of Trinity. And our God is God of Trinity. So I decided to add the third leg to it. And another reason why I added the third one is it will have been a costly assumption. Because if you don't learn, if you don't acquire skill, there is no way you can earn. And some of us, we are Bible students. We knew what happened to Jesus' parents when they went to synagogue. When they were traveling from synagogue inside caravan, they thought Jesus was there. But Jesus was not there. So later they realized he was not there and they turned back. So not to allow, and it was a costly mistake. To avoid that costly mistake, we have to add the third leg, which is learning. So if you are earning and you don't know how you are earning, you are going to end it in loss. You are going to continue to move in the circle of loss. So we must learn first. And when Daddy was speaking the other time, he was talking about laying a very strong foundation. If your foundation is weak, what you are going to put on it is going to, it is even a function. Your foundation, what you are going to put determines on your foundation. If you have a weaker foundation and you continue to put so many things on it, for people that are into building, they can tell you the outcome of that particular result. So we need to learn, and when we learn, and that one we'll be able to guarantee our investment and our earning. One of the Bible scriptures I pick here, it says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. That is Proverbs 13:22, because the presentation is for the church. So we are going to be adding scripture to back it up. So he leaves inheritance for children's children, meaning that we are not talking about your immediate children. Today, all of us, when we are singing, we say, Abraham blesses the man, Abi. So, because we are trying to connect to Abraham, and when we look at that genealogy, we can know how many years Abraham have gone. And all of us, we are still connected to Abraham. And we still want to be relevant with Abraham. You know, there are some surnames today in the contemporary age. If you hear it, you know what it means. When you want to marry from that particular family, you don't want to change the surname. You want to retain that surname. And name is a name. But it's somebody that has built that name. When we mention Dangote, everybody know who Dangote is. If you say Otedola, you know who Otedola is. But that same name, just the same way you have been given your own name, just the same way you have your father's name, that was the same way that name was created long time ago. But some people decided to build, and to build that particular name, and to build a personality that surrounds that name. And that is why we have those things today. So let's move to the second slide. Why do we need to have this conversation? What are the reasons why? Why do we need to have this conversation? So the reason why we need to have this conversation is that, number one, there are three pillars I put there. The first one, we are talking about learning. And this stage is talking about building knowledge, wisdom, and godly character. Building knowledge, wisdom, and godly character. And that is the foundation for anything you want to earn. There are some work today. Let it be that you are busy from morning till night. You are roasting corn by the roadside. How much can you make? From 9, you are so busy. From morning 5 a.m. till 8 p.m., how much can you make from the corn? And somebody is engineer somewhere. Maybe engineer, Adenle, say, yeah, okay, we need to move transformer from point A to point B. And just do one little calculation and say this and this and this and this. Oh yeah, do this. In 1 hour, you can compare what engineer Adenle is going to make compared to that person that is roasting corn by the roadside. What's the separating factor? The learning, the skill each of them has differ. So if you're earning whatever you want to earn, you have to determine the skill that you need for that particular thing. So if I want my earning to be 1 million in 1 hour, that means I have to go and improve my skill. So that's why I said that we have to start from the beginning, from the scratch. That we need to know that earning is something that we need to do. Learning, very critical. And today, we have today's presentation, they are not competing. They complement each other. Now, we are healthy men. Abi? We have listened to health talk today now. Are we not healthy men? We are healthy men. And now, we are now spiritual minded. Our daddy has blessed us. Are we now spiritually minded now? Yeah, we are. But I tell you, a healthy man that is not generating economic activity will be starved to death. Yes or no? You are healthy, but you are not generating economic activities. Something will happen. We know the story the story of widow of Sarifat. Abi, this is church now. Sunday school teacher, I think you are teaching us all this thing now. We are not pastor, but we are listening to you when we are talking. Now, we know the issue of widow of Sarifat. When the man died, what happened to the family? There was a lot of problem. And when you look at the account of that man, of that woman, what did he say? My husband, the prophet, that did what? That feared God. That means he was a godly man. But he died and left debt for the family. Meaning that you can be godly and still die poor. So you can be healthy. If you don't generate economic activity, that will be a problem. Problem for you, problem for your family. You can be speaking in tongue, but there are some things that does not respect tongue. It only respects principles. And that is why all these things, we need to get to know them one after the other. If you want to earn more, that means you must learn more. You must be updated. You cannot say you have, I'm sure when daddy was still at the beginning of daddy's career, if you are a grade 2 teacher, you are a superb teacher. Abi? Grade 2 teacher to standard 8 or something they call it that time. You are a senior person now. When you now even say, you are an NC holder. I remember when I was in primary school, my headmistress was an NC holder. And the shoulder was like this. Because he was more or less like the only person that had NC. They say, is a level 13 officer. He will get to level 14. And today, people that have NC, they cannot dream of becoming HOD in schools today. For you to become a headmaster in schools today, you must be a graduate. So meaning that skill acquisition is very key. And the earlier we know, the better for us. In the Bible, we talk about men of Issachar. Abi? He said they understand time and season. And understanding time and season is very key. If you don't understand it, it will be a problem for you. Economy actually runs in circles. Things will come that will change dynamics. Today, you hear, economy is in the expansion mode. Nigeria economy is doing very well. Another thing you hear that, we are moving towards recession. It could be external shock, it could be anything. The next thing you just begin to we are now in recovery mode. Abi, from recovery mode, you get to the peak. When you get to the peak, you start going down again. There was a time in maybe 2008, we are talking about a particular recession that time. Economy met down. There will always be grammar to substantiate it. It was economy meltdown. Now, what we are facing today, it has happened before. And they said, every adversity carry equal seed of benefits. Every adversity carry equal seed of benefits. It depends on the way you want to get it. For the daddies in the hour, the senior daddies, they will be telling you that, Babangida made a lot of money. During what time? During Gulf War. Abi, where is the Gulf War? Is it not those Iran-Iraq area? What are we experiencing today? Is it not Gulf War? America against Iran. That is Gulf War. Can we say we are making money through Gulf War today? Nigeria are not getting it. So there will be one economic situation or the other. So if you are smart, if everything is okay now, you look for that the other thing is going to happen next. And when we get to 2014, you see the price of oil during Buhari, it moved down to as low as what? $25, $30. After that one, we move out of it. Naturally, COVID-19 came in. After that one, we are moving. So all those things will continue to move. It's for you to understand the time. Now, a lot of things are happening now. And you will discover that maybe the price of rice has gone down. Right? The price of rice has gone down. The price of Gary has gone down. Abi, are we not buying Gary? It has gone down now. But one thing that we need to know, if you understand the time and season, the next phase, the price of Gary is going to go up. It's not something that you need to predict. If you ask Joseph, he will tell you the same thing. He said there will be 7 years of what? Of surplus. And after that one, what will happen? There will be 7 years of this. Now for farmers, because they've opened border, they are bringing in rice. They are bringing in so many things because of election. And the domestic producer, they can no longer match it again. People that cultivate farm, spending 20,000, the harvest in the farm today, it might not be up to 10,000. What happened? Will you be encouraged to go to the farm when somebody is spending 20,000 to harvest 10,000? The answer is no, you will not. Everybody will gradually be withdrawing from that place. But I tell you, this is the best time to start planting your own. Because a lot of people will move out of farm because of that frustration. In the next 1 year now, after the election is over, the border is closed, so many things this, there will be scarcity of all these things again. It is people that are planting when everybody is coming out of the farm. It's people that are going back to the farm. Those are the people that will make money. So those one is just part of the thing that we need to understand. Now, why this conversation? Why are we talking about investment? Why are we talking about all these things? Now, we have talked about learning, what we need to know. And when it comes to earning, that is creating income through honest and diligent work. Creating income through honest and diligent work. Now, there's one thing about one thing is for you to acquire skill. Another thing is for you to connect that skill to sustainable opportunity. Today, the same skill, people can play more than Messi. It's just that because they are unable to connect it. People are smarter than, there are so many engineers that are smarter than those engineers that are making money. But how do you connect? Yes, you are competent. You have the skill. You have the certification. But the same thing that you are holding, other people are holding it. So it's not just enough for you to say, I have gone to school, I have studied, I've acquired this, I made first class, I made 2-1. People that made 2-2, people that made third class will even get a job better than you. So most time, opportunity does not come to only the competence. But we actually go to the competence and the confidence. So whatever the skill you have, your ability to connect it, to start giving you income is very, very important. So if you are competent, you are not confident, there will be a problem. There was a time when I was looking for a job. I was living around Lekki in uncompleted building. And I was just going around. I saw that signage in Proti Hotel, Full Men Gospel, I can't remember the name. Yeah, Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship. Yeah, thank you, sir. I saw it. That was the first time I would be seeing it. And they now use, the face they use look like student face. And I say, maybe we just finished from NYC now. Rural Rocket, all those things, we can still connect with these people. When is the time? They say it's Thursday. I say, okay, on Thursday, I will be here. Anywhere I'm going that time, I always go with brown envelope. It's my CV that's inside it. By the time we got to the place, the room was locked. They said it's Chevron room, so we have to force it, we enter. As we are there, inside the place, they were sharing snacks, juice. I said, what kind of church is this one? This one is different from the one I used to know. So after some time, they said there's going to be outreach somewhere, maybe in 2 weeks' time. I said outreach. No problem, I will go for outreach. All my mind was normal outreach. We'll go inside the bush and go and do all this thing. They said, no, they want to open another location, and that one is around that Osakpa, London. One of the members built the hotel. And these guys were just sharing testimony. Oh, I wanted to build an hotel. I spent 300 million. I did that. So by the time we got there, to cut the long story short, I'm talking about competence plus confidence. By the time we got to that place, they start throwing prayer points. And we are praying. As we got to the vigil, we are not many, men, only men. We are not many. Water, bottled water there. I say, hey, vigil, bottled water. Tom, all those things. That was like 20 years ago. So by the time we now got to prayer point, they said we should write our prayer point. I wrote my prayer point. I said, if they read this prayer point, at least something must happen here today. So by the time I wrote the prayer point, and the man picked it, said, I am a graduate of economics and mathematics with second class upper. And that was June. I said, I want God. Is it God that I'm actually looking at? But one of them to look for a job for me. That was my intention anyway. But I said, I want God to provide good job for me before the end of July. And that was June. The man that picked the prayer point said, how can somebody study economics and mathematics and still have 2-1 and not have a job? Even economics alone is enough to have job with 2-1. We will pray. But the person that wrote this prayer point to see me after the meeting, brethren, let's pray. And, me too, the owner of the prayer point, I was not even praying. I said, at least you that you are leading the prayer, at least you can answer my prayer. So, and all these people in that particular place, they are big people. People working in Chevron, they are big people. So eventually I went to meet him, and as we were talking, okay, send me your CV, send me this. And I've done one test before, and those ones they've replied and said, we have stopped processing your application, we wish you well in your future endeavor and those things. Not knowing that their prayer also answered. Those ones just sent to me, come to training school. By the time I went back to them, I said, I've gotten bank done. I said, hey, the prayer has been answered. So what I'm saying is that even if those ones did not call me, because of my level of confidence among them, that I will give you prayer points. Even if that one does not work, Even that time I went to Chevron. I met the security. I want to drop my CV. The guy said, we don't collect CV by hand. I said, collect this one. Even when I turn back, draw it inside dustbin. I don't mind. But let it be on record I dropped my CV in Chevron. I left the place. I went to Globalcom. Adewale. That was there. And somebody had sent me there before. By the time I got to the gate, who do you want to see? I said, HR. He said, except you have an appointment. I said, I want to see HR. I now mentioned somebody's name that they have sent me to that person before. By the time I got there, he said, hey. I said, I've been here before. Somebody sent me to you before. I said, okay. Then he said, they are recruiting. And I said, yeah, Glow is recruiting, but it's online. I said, yes, I'll go and do online. But this hard copy, take it from me first. Collect this hard copy first. So he collected the hard copy. You know that before I got home that day, I got an invite to come for interview. So there are some things that you need to work with confidence. This is just, you are looking for a job. The same thing for business owner. Your level of confidence matters. So it is your ability to connect. Don't forget, why this conversation? You have talked about learning. We are talking about earning. What you want to earn, the same certificate that you have, that you are using to collect 150,000, if somebody is using to collect 1.5 million, the same school, not international school, the same university you went to, that's the same person another person went to, and the same certificate. In fact, some people just tell you that my 2-1 is a very strong one, but it's not written in the paper. It's 2-1 is 2-1. It's first class is first class, but the same results. So it is your level, whatever what you are doing, either as a business person or anything. So just add confidence to it. So it's only when you are doing that, you'll be able to earn good money, and then you'll be able to invest. You'll be able to do what? You'll be able to invest. If you don't have, investment is not for poor people. Abi? Because if you have, first thing you need to do, you have to eat first. If all you are making is just for you to eat, where do you want to have anything to invest? It will be difficult. So please, let us try to learn more skills that will yield us, that will give us more results. After any more skills, let's get skill to connect your skill to the market where you are going to get a better income. And that is where you'll be able to make more money. Now, I said without investment, what will happen? Income disappear when work stop. When there is no investment, income do what? Income disappear. When I was selling insurance, there's one of the skills that we use. We just say, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, so that the man will not beat us. And it's part of the skill in insurance. Sir, just close your eyes now. Because there are some people, when you get to their office, you see the picture of the wife, the picture of the children, they will hang it on their distance. We just tell them that, just close your eyes. God forbid, sir. The man will be looking at you. What is God forbid now? That you close your eyes. I know you like this, your beautiful wife, this, your wonderful children. If you close your eyes now, and you are unable to open it, what will happen to these children? Do you have investments that will be able to take care of these children's education? You want them to go to Harvard. You want them to do this. You want them to do this one. You want them to do this one. If you close your eyes and are unable to open it, what happened to them? The man will have a deep thing. He said, I have some money in the bank. Before we know it, we start selling insurance. That if you want to make 150 million and you start today, God forbid anything happen, the whole of that money at maturity, insurance will pay you. But for bank, if whatever you have there, that's what you have there. That's what you have in that place. So we use all those things. So without investment, when you retire today, or if they ask you to go where you are working today, what will happen? If they sack you, some people, all their savings cannot take them beyond 1 month or 2 months after they ask them to go. So please, there's a need for us to invest. And retirement becomes uncertain and stressful. When you retire, a lot of things will happen. If you don't have good investment, during the course of the week, I was talking to some wealthy people. And the man was telling me they are retired. One of them is a retired soldier, not just senior officers. He said, we pray for old age. But old age comes with a lot of responsibility. The old age is even more expensive. That I was telling him, the wife did a nail change. is about 50 million. This one. So he said, when you get to that place, it's a lot of things. So we need to invest now, so that we'll be able to enjoy our old age. We are talking about why without investment, what will happen? So we need to invest now, so that when we get to that age, somebody was saying, he said, as a man, it will get to a point your libido will be dropping. Yes or yes? It will be dropping, but your financial libido will not drop it. As you are growing older, more responsibility are there. And don't forget, they said the wise one will leave investment for what? Children's children. So meaning that we need to generate more money to enable us to do that. Family security is threatened. There's an unconfirmed report. It said most of the problem in the family today, 75 to 80% of that problem is a financial problem. I don't know whether we believe that. So most of the family problem that you see today, that 75% to 80% of them, they are family problem. That when your husband is rich, there are some things that you will not know as a woman. And one man was advising at that time, said, pray not to know the true character of your wife when we were still small. He said, pray that you not know the true character. He said, how do we now? He said, the only thing that can make you to achieve that is when you have money. Now, when you don't have money, even if you marry angel, and you are not able to provide, we heard it when Daddy was telling us here. If you are unable to provide, even yourself, you don't even know your own character. Because some things that you think you cannot do, you will do it when there is no money. So these are part of the reason why we need to talk about investment. So family problem, family security will not be threatened, so that we can be secure as a family. Kingdom impact becomes what? Severely limited. Kingdom impact will become what? Severely limited. So if you don't have money, even to serve God, it will be affected. To expand, it will be all those expansion here and there, want to build, all these things, it becomes easier for us to do it. When we're in school, there are some alumni, they will not come to school. 10 years, 20 years after graduation, they will not come. Not because they don't want to come, but because they know that they don't have money to come and show when they get back to school. They don't have money to contribute. So please, as a man, we need to ensure that the reason for this conversation, this is a money matter. And when we look at it, in the last few months, a lot of conversation has been on money for the family. Even this RMF this time around, even from the national down to region to everywhere, it's all about money. And because everybody has understand that their money plays an important role in the family. Last month, I was a guest speaker in a particular in a Radisson Hotel in Ikeja. The family, they were talking about what's the topic of that? It's all about money. It's one Christian university from US that they organize it for couple. They are looking at couple that will have great impact. And for you to have a great impact, your financial lifestyle must be strong. So all these things, it's not only regime that is talking about it. Everybody have this thing, the awareness is now very strong, and everybody is looking at that area. And we cannot afford not to look at that same area. So money is very important for kingdom investment. It's very important. Let's look at the next one. The next slide. Okay. It's talking about learning before earning. I think I've discussed this just to run through the next slide. Learning before earning. I've tried to explain that, but these are foundation of financial learning. There are some things that we need to know before we start earning. They are very, very important. And one of it is all these things. As I said, that we started with learning before we go to learn. Now, financial education is very key. If you don't have financial education and you are earning money, you will waste it. There is no way you want to do it. Now, part of it that you need to know first is biblical stewardship. Biblical stewardship. Managing resources as if those resources are of God. Anything you have, any skill you have, any resources you have, that is biblical stewardship. We know that story in the Bible. When one was giving 1, another was giving 5, another was giving 2. You saw what happened to the person that was given one. All of us will know that. So whatever resources you have, don't think that, because like I mentioned the other time, the same university you went to, the same certificate you have, the same grade you have, the same place that you applied that you got the job, the other person also applied that place and did not get the job with the same qualification. So whatever you have gotten, I know that all these things I have, be it skill, be it resources, know it is of God. When you know that, that's why it will be easier for you to release it for God's work. That's why it will be easier for you to manage it the way God wants it to be done. So that you'll not be looking at the other person and say, this one is a very lazy man. Is a lazy man? No, that is biblical stewardship. We're talking about budgeting and saving. Whatever you earn, make sure that you don't finish it. Because it's from your earning that you are going to save. It's from your savings that you are going to invest. Savings is like a bus stop for people that doesn't have car. You move from your house. You are going to Lagos. You get to bus stop in Magboro. First, Abi, that Magboro bus stop, is it a permanent location? It's not. That is how our savings look like. If you save your money in the bank, you cannot get desired results. Your money as a savings is just for it to be there temporarily, pending the time you are able to deploy it. Or you already have what you want to do. I want to build this. I want to do this. I need 2 million. I've gotten 1 million. I'm looking for the rest. That is why you can have that one temporarily. So we need to know budgeting and saving. And when you are spending, when your money, you need to have budget for your money. Don't just spend money like a Yahoo boy. Another one will come. Whatever you are earning, have a budget for it. And there's something they say. They say when your harvest is small, it's not yet a harvest. It's still a seed. What do? You still invest it. And you need to understand your time. You see somebody beside you is eating. What is eating is what? Is harvest. What you have in your hand is what? Is seed. We that we grew up in the village, you know what it means. When somebody is holding a corn, just 2 corn that is dry, that you can use to cook for maybe beans and corn. If it is your seed, and you decide to eat instead of you to go and plant it, to generate more, there will be a problem. That's why we are talking about understand season and time, like men of Issachar. Understand which season you are. You are not in the same season with somebody sitting beside you. The person sitting beside you might be in his own harvest period, and he's spending money, and you too want to go and spend money, want to go and compete without knowing where you are. So understand your season, understand the budgeting, so that you know that when you are saving, you know what you are saving for. Risk management, protecting whatever you have, business and investment principle. So all these things are very key. There are some of it that we have to rush it. So, but looking at it, anyone you have questions that you need more explanation, either during this class or after this class, we can actually look at it together. From learning to wealth creation. Now, from learning, don't forget we have started the basic, which is learning and earning. And when you earn, you must ensure that you invest. It is your investment that will yield bountiful results. And one thing I put there is that salary is not wealth. It is just an income. Do you agree? Your salary is not wealth. It's just an income. To an economy student, they will say, it's not an end, it's a means to an end. So it's not the destination. It is just what you need to take you to the next level. For some of us that will look at Forbes list, you know what they call Forbes list? Where they put the richest people in the whole world. You know that list? Is there any employee there? Number what is the employee? Is there anybody there? Maybe number 5 is an employee of a particular company. Is there any of them? Nobody. All of them, they are investors. All of them, they are business owners. And there is nothing said that we cannot be part of them. So we were born, the same way they were born, that's the same way all of us were born. I'm sure 30 years ago, the name we are hearing was more, maybe like 30, 35 years ago. It was MK Abiola. Nobody knew that somebody would come and say, it's Dangote. Today it's Dangote that we are hearing. And we'll hear another name. There was a time that it was Babylon that was strongest. At a point, it moved to the Roman. Today, America is proving to be the strongest. So all these things does not happen by chance. Things happen by proper planning. And we need to plan. Once we plan it, we'll be able to achieve all those results. So your salary is not worth, it's just an income. One hard fact is that every employee is underpaid. Do we agree? Why? Huh? Compared to your time? Well, because there is no time. For any employer to employ you to work, you should be able to generate 300% of whatever I'm going to pay you. If I'm going to pay you 100,000, you must be able to generate 300,000. So meaning that you have the skill to generate 300,000. So all these things, if you understand that principle, yes, they are paying you. You can see your salary. Yeah, they are paying me 1.5 million. But if you look at what the value you are going to add to that organization, if you are an employer of labor, for you to pay somebody 1.5 million, you must know what that person is going to add to that value. If he's not going to add it to it, you are not going to pay that person. And some of us, there's some work that we are doing today. After the retirement, what can you make out of that work? What can that work give you? I don't know whether we have that kind of conversation before. Yeah, I'm a teacher today. Can I have school? What is the bigger picture of this particular job? I'm an engineer today. Yes, I'm a professional. But what is the business side of engineering? After this work, what can I do? I have a friend at a point. When the last time I saw him after 10 years, he said that he has left that job because he was working as an admin. He said now he has moved to HR because he discovered that admin that he's doing, it doesn't have a specific thing. Anybody can be an admin. So, and like I told you, the level of your skill acquisition will determine what you are going to earn. So let us look at it critically and ensure that we need to move from one stage to another stage. It's only the people that invest that they call investor. If you don't invest, investors. So because of our time, part of the principle is that live below your income. If you want to spend more than what you are spending now, what you need to do is that try to earn more. So if you cannot live below your income, earn more income so that you'll be able to maintain whatever you are maintaining now. Save consistently, invest regularly to grow your assets. Create multiple income streams. Create multiple income streams. There's something that Ecclesiastes was talking about there, 11:12, was talking about different portions. He was talking about 7 portions, 8 portions, because you don't know the calamity that is going to what? That is going to come. That thing is talking about risk management and diversification. You know, we are Christian, and we are blessed with so many things. When that scripture is talking about divide your portion into 7, into 8, into this, it's talking about asset diversification. It's talking about risk management. Today, when you see most of these businessmen that you are seeing, by the time they start talking to you, you see Dangote, you see Adewale, you think that's the only one line of business. It's not true. They have multiple lines of business. They have multiple lines of business. And when you are running multiple lines of business, so that anything can happen at any time. I have so many experiences, but the time will not allow us to do that. There are some business that can be running very well, 5, 6 years, and it can collapse within 1 week because of government policy. There are some businesses that it is seasonal business. So when you are setting out, just like that scripture is talking about, your portion, divide it into this. There are some businesses that they will work in opposite, in inverse order. When it is rainy season, this one can make more money. This one, look at the one that can give you more money during dry season, so that you'll be able to balance it. Which business that is being affected by government, which one is not being affected by government. So you can diversify your portfolio. You can create that business so that when one is suffering, another one will happen. Will be able to take you up. You know, that's why you see there was a time that the husband is a lecturer at university. The husband, both of them are both lecturers at university. If there is ASU strike, what happened? What happened to those families? I've seen people that, I'm not saying it's because one thing that happens that it is workshop most time. where you are working, where you grow up, that's where you are likely going to see your partner. But then, they said it is not a crime to start small, but it's a crime for you to remain small. So you can meet your wife in the same profession, but you must be thinking of what do we need to do to diversify. Scripture has taught us that, and we need to do something about that, so that we just don't just lump everything together in one place. Let's move to the next slide. Understanding investment. Understanding investment. Let me just try to rush this, please. When you understand what investment is all about, it helps you to beat inflation and to preserve your purchasing power. When you understand what investment is talking about, it helps you to beat inflation and to preserve your purchasing power. There was a man, he came to my office, maybe recently, and the man, you will see the anger in man. He's an elderly man, and he said he left his money in the account. He traveled for a very long time, and that money, he's looking for that money now. But eventually, after seeing that money, the money he kept there then was like about 1,000 naira. And we are talking about money has kept there for maybe 35 to 40 years. The interest the bank is going to give you on that one, it's not going to maybe as the way it's moving. Maybe 1,100 for that so long. And there's something we call time value of money. 1,000 naira 40 years ago, is it the same thing today? But because the money is in the bank, that's why I told you that your savings is Magboro bus stop. It's not the place where you stay forever. It's just a temporary place. The man was like, that money, you see the way he was explaining it. I understand, but then, he said, that 1,000, by now, bank was using my money to do investment. Bank was doing this thing. Yes, you will say all those things. Morality is different from justice. So, your money is there, there's interest there, but how much can you get? So that's why there's a need for you to diversify. There's a need for you to invest your money. Build long-term wealth, financial security, generate more income, fund your retirement, and all those things. Let's move to the next one because of our time. Okay. We are looking at investment. When you are looking at investment, how many minutes? Okay. When you are looking for at investment, I'm not sure it's not 5 minutes because I started like around 1:20. All right. We are looking at investment. We are looking at different types of investment. There is a risk-free investment. There is risky investment. The one that is risk-free investment, those ones are talking about capital preservation, and it is with predictable returns. This one, it doesn't have risk. Put your money there. Once you put your money there, at the end of the day, whatever they have promised you is what you are going to get. An example of those things are treasury bills. I've explained treasury bills before, but if you still don't, because of the time, I will not be able to go down into that one. But treasury bills, these are the investment. This federal government borrowing money through CBN, and they give good interest. Now it's around 15 to 16%. That's where you can get treasury bill. It's higher than savings in bank. The next one is FGM bonds. They are bonds. Bonds are in different formats. The other one, both treasury bill and bonds, they are actually owned by federal government. It's an investment. It's a borrowing scheme by federal government. One is channeled through CBN. The other one is channeled through Debt Management Office, which is DMO. So for bonds, you can start, okay, for treasury bill, the minimum you can do is 100,000. And for bonds, you can do as low because there is a conventional bonds and there is savings bond. For savings bond, that one is as low as 5,000. And that one you can do it at the capital market. If you have any stockbroker, you can talk to your stockbroker. You can start as low as 5,000 and you can continue to buy more just like any other stock. But for treasury bill, you can do that one that one is a money market instrument, while the other one is a capital market instrument. When we say money market instrument, we are talking about investment that is not longer than 1 year. And when you are talking about capital markets, these are the things that can be there over 1 year, 20 years, and you can continue. There's fixed deposit, there's money market, there's commercial paper. When I think I also mentioned commercial paper the other time. For commercial paper, the minimum you can do is about 5 million. For treasury bill too, you can, for conventional bonds, the minimum you can do there is also 50 million. For commercial paper, it's also short term. Big companies like MTN, big all those blue chip companies. These are the people that actually invest in this area. So for more information, I can see if there's any question there, we'll go ahead and look at that one. Okay, there is matching the investment with your age. Okay, now let me just quickly run through this one. Risky investment. Are we there? The risky one. Okay, nobody's projecting. So there are some investment that is risky. And one of them is investing in stock markets. Stock market, you want to buy shares, you want to do this, you want to do that. It's a risky venture. But don't forget, the higher the risk, the higher the return. So if you want to go into the one that is not risky, that means you only preserve your money, your income is predictable. But if you are going to the one that is risky, that means you are dealing with a lot of fluctuation. People can manipulate shares. All those things, there are a lot of manipulation. And that is where the either forex market or capital market, that's where it is. People that borrow money to buy First Bank shares in 2006, they bought those things maybe at 33 naira. At a point, it went down to 3 naira. So, and today, what's the price? It's about 87 naira. So, it's a risky venture. You need to understand the market. And when you are talking about stock market, there are some basic things that you need to know in stock market. You can actually buy, am I buying shares because of dividends? Am I buying shares because I want the price to appreciate? I want to buy 10 naira, and when it gets to 20 naira, I want to sell it. That's what they call the capital appreciation. Some people, they buy it not because of anything. I just want to be getting dividend, irrespective of all those things. So you look at different shares that you want to buy. You want to be a speculator. I buy this week, I sell next week. All those things, they are there. And when you understand those markets, there are some things that happen in that space. Most of the companies release their financials at the maybe first quarter of the year, March, April. At that point in time, when they are releasing those financials, we made this much, we made this much. That is the time that those stocks start growing up. But by the time after those things, the things start going back. So you need to understand that area for stock, equity market. There's equity mutual fund. There's equity money market funds. So many things in that area. Real estate is also a very risky investment. It's not that liquid. And all those things, it depends on the research you have done. So if you go into that area, it's also a risky investment. You can buy 1 million today, and tomorrow, the price might have gone up. And there are some places, if you buy, it can remain like that, and it will not appreciate. People that bought from the other side of Magboro, and people that bought from here, in the last 20 years, we know the difference. So all those things, you can look at it. People that bought at the other side there, maybe at 1 million. People that bought here, maybe another thing. The one inside our estate there, at a point was 2 million. Today, they are selling 40, 50 million inside the same place. And other one that we have bought for over, there's a particular one my wife bought in around, what's the name of this place? Around Mowe, 2006. He bought this 600,000. When we went there, maybe 2 years ago, the value will still remain 600,000. When we asked, are people living there? The man asked, is your wife ready to live there? So there are some things that, there are risky ventures that you need to look at it that critically and look at what is there so that you know what to do. Agric is also very risky. There are some things that people will promise you on agric business. I put something, a caveat. When you are investing, ensure you understand this market you are investing. Ensure, irrespective of who's selling that idea to you. And that's why church is a very delicate place when you are advising people on come and invest, especially all this multi-level marketing and all those things. Because church is like your family. These are the people that you'll be seeing on a daily basis. Even if it is pastor that tells you come and put money in this one, try to understand it on your own. If you don't understand it, you put money and you start saying, it was because of pastor. I've seen it happening before. And the pastor have to find a way of living that area. So, and it's not because the pastor was dubious. Somebody sold the idea to the pastor. Pastor also sold it to the member. And it's all this multi-level marketing. He's bringing money. He's doing this. So please try to understand the market that you are dealing with. Agric, forest trading, all those things. There's a particular customer. When he came, he said, I want to move my money to this. I said, where are you moving your money to? Okay, it's agric. They promised us 50% in 40% in 8 months. This one, I said, agric. Which area of agric? Are they into poultry? Are they into this? I have farm. I do this. I do this. The woman was not ready to listen to me. Okay, don't worry. Your bank is giving me 5%. This one will get this one. All these things, after some times, when this woman came back, he was dodging me. Madam, how far with your investment? Okay, you said it that time. You said it. So all those things, try to understand. There are some promises they will give you, and you too will look at it. All those people, when they say, that land I was telling you about for my wife, those people that are doing it, they understand the psychology. They know you are a banker. They will say, you can visit that land either Tuesday or Thursday. Where do you have that time? You will be at work. So they will package it that way. Okay, it's Brother John in church. No problem. Let me be putting money. By the time you take your leave and you go and check that place, you realize you have done something. So try to, if you want to invest on anything, try to understand it very well. Know it very well. That's why I put the word learning in that thing in the first place. Try to understand it. In 5 minutes, I should conclude this particular everything here. So try to understand it very well. The risky business are the stock market, equity mutual funds, real estate, agri, private businesses, cryptocurrency, forex trading. All these things, it's not because they are not good, and this is where you can make more money. Don't forget the rule. The higher the risk, the higher the return. But you must understand it. Forex trading is very risky. But when you understand the rule, you make a lot of money. It's something that you can make money that somebody will make in a month. You can make it in 1 or 2 days. But one thing you need to do is that take learning as a very serious point. Take learning as a very serious point. Don't forget the rule. Matching investment with with life stages. Matching your investment with life stages. I break it down into 3. From age 20 to 35, that is the age at which you can build and grow. At age 20 to 35, for every law, there is always exception. But this is a general rule. So between age 20 and 35, that is the age you can do a lot of things. You can make a lot of mistakes. When you see footballers at that age, they will get injury and they will get healed. But when they get to a certain age, when they get injury, it becomes difficult. The same thing applicable to our work. That at that time that we are buying that land, yes, we are still getting salary. We are able to forget it easily. But that same land she bought that time, if a retiree bought that land, and that's the experience, it will become something else. So please work with that age frame. And when you get to age 36 to 55, that is the diversified age. You need to start diversifying your investment. It must not be one way. Put here, put there, and try to do other. And when you get to age 56 and above, that is where you preserve the legacy. That's where you do a lot of things. Whatever you have gotten there, you are almost going to the other side. Because when you do normal curve, when somebody gets to 50, and you are getting normal curve below, and this other one, 50, let's say, is the peak. When you get to that place, you start dropping down. So you are already moving towards the other side of the divide. So please, let us try as much as possible to preserve that investment. Common investment mistake. I have shared that thing so we can actually go through those things. Common investment mistake. Ponzi scheme is one of it. It sounds too good. It will sound so good. They will tell you there's what they call Swiss gold. At a point, that thing does not exist anywhere. And Nigeria, everybody is putting money. I even put my money there too. So I lost money. So all those things, look at it. It will sound so good. There's MMM, there's ACIB, there's different things like that. Always understand. So when one of my brother was telling me, he was saying, Uncle, please, borrow me 1 million. Borrow me 1 million. I will pay you. Remove it. He actually was working with me. And you will remove from my salary. You will do this. I said, what do you want to use it for? He said, it's forex. Okay, what is this all about? They don't make laws. I said, I know forex. I trade forex, at least to some extent. You can't trade forex without laws. They said, no, it is AI that trade. It is this one that trade. Thank God I did not borrow him money. 2 or 3 months after, people that actually put money in CBS and all those things. So please let us understand what we are doing. No matter who is bringing it to you, it could be from that. I said that when you know those kind of idea, don't use church platform to do it because it can scatter church. Somebody will go and borrow money and say it is Brother John that said I should do it. You will now do it. Brother John has collected money. And it's the money you collected that you show them have collected money. And that person now borrow. He has told his wife. And now, they will now be looking at you, be driving car to church, say, that car is my husband's money that is there. He can make money. And now we were struggling. Don't be greedy in investment. Don't be greedy. Chasing unrealistic returns. Some people, when you tell them what is return, 15% treasury, say, that 15% is too small. But when you tell them it is 40%, they want to grab it. Don't be greedy when it comes to return. Don't be greedy, and ensure that it is the right platform that you are actually looking at. No diversification is a problem. I'm talking about common investment mistakes. Common investment mistakes. Don't be greedy. Avoid Ponzi scheme. No diversification. One line of business. It is pure water business. You have been making money. It is dangerous. Try to diversify your investment. No emotional investment. That it's because his daddy said I should do it. Please don't do that. Do your own research before you can do it. Don't borrow money to invest on something that you don't understand. I told you about First Bank shares. Even some of the staff, they borrow money from the bank. Bank borrowed their money. They bought the share for 33 naira. Share came down to this thing. And the certificate, they did not even give them the certificate because they are still paying. So by the time they finish paying money, the share has gone down to 5 naira. You can see. Please, there are some investment that you don't borrow money to. And no serious bank will borrow you money to start a business. They can only add it to a business that is already growing. So avoid social media hype. No research. Investment without due diligence is very, very risky. Don't do that. Last one, for people that I would have loved to dwell more on this, but there is no time. For people that want to be going into business, sources of funding for business. Because everybody's supposed to, like I mentioned, your salary is not a wealth, it's an income. And we are talking about investment, and that means you must be an investor. So you must invest. And if you want to invest, that means you need money. So at times, you might not have all those money. There's a particular rule in investment. They said debt is cheaper than equity. So meaning that when you borrow money to support, it is easier for you to grow than when you use only your own capital. One of the options, some of the options is that your personal savings, your family and friends, cooperative, thank God we have one in the church, bank loans, microfinance bank, BON, DBN, SMEDAN, equity and venture capital, crowdfunding. Now, there's plan for have a sound business plan, understand funding, and grow business responsibly. Now, let me close here. Now, when it comes to business, when you are starting business, one of the major ways to start a business, I've said it time without number, money does not go to where money is needed. Money goes to where problem is being solved. So for you to have money, for you to make money, don't say because you are the one that have the biggest problem in this world. No. The only way can make money respond to something. Money does not respond to emotion. Money does not respond to anointing. So it responds to principle. So what you need to do is that solve the biggest problem. You will get the biggest money. Today, Dangote look at the basic things and he's solving it. That's why he's making money. If it's not solving problem, it's not going to happen. Now, when you build idea, one thing I read something said that poverty does not kill you once. Poverty kills you small. And it kills your dream first. Oh, he's very brilliant. He has gotten admission to university, but there is no money to go to school. That is how poverty will start attacking. Oh, it is this. Go and maybe it's mechanical engineering. Go and learn roadside mechanic. Mechanic is mechanic. That's how poverty do it. So let us avoid that in whatever we want to do. Now, when you now have a business idea, make sure that you develop it and you protect it very well. Develop it and protect it very well. Don't delay too much because your idea might be going through my mind. And if I put it in the market before you, I become the owner of the idea. So when you have those ideas, I said, the Bible said, though your beginning might be small, but your end will be great. But for your end to be great, you must work it. Now, when you now develop those ideas and you are looking for money, your personal integrity matters a lot. If that's the only thing that you are going to get, just get it. Your personal integrity matters a lot. There are some people, they will borrow money. People that can give you 100,000, you have borrowed 10,000, you did not pay. When you need money for investment, that person will not pay, will not give you. There are some uncle that you have, that you just say, uncle, please give me 10,000. Each time that uncle see your chart, it's 10,000. Go with a better business plan with that uncle. Tell the person, I've started this, I've done this, and I need this. I will pay, help me look for money. They will do all those things for you. Now, there are some people, they are not your uncle, they are not your family and friends. But when they see better idea, they can spot it. And if care is not taken, if you don't build it very well, they can see that idea from you. So there was a particular time when we were building a particular branch. When we got to the man, he's a very helpful man, he's a very popular man. And he happened to be a member of our church that time. And I went to meet him. Initially, we need money. My wife needed a deposit in the bank. And to see how the rich men talk. And that day, I just said, from that day, I said, I will not be poor. So, if you see the way they are talking, very humble person. He's the one that owned Raymond Stars, so many investments, Bet Naija, and what do we call the airlines. Very humble man, if you see him one-on-one. When I went to him, and we said, Daddy, we need, in fact, we've spoken with the wife, because wife, we are in the same church organization, we are kingdom partners together. Before we got there, he had already spoken with the man. By the time we got there, he was just talking to one of his friends. Tunde Joe, Aburo mi ko by your belly bank. Oh, the job for me. So let me, for the people that doesn't hear Yoruba. So he was calling his friend that, please, I have one of my younger sisters here. They almost pursued the person from the bank. Please just give me 100. Let me just add 100. That's how, as at that time, that was how simple the man gave us the deposit. Almost 200 million. That time, and an auditor bringing money like that in the bank is a lot as at that time. So after that conversation, when we now start one business, and I went to him that, let me talk to Daddy. We want to come and see him. So by the time I got there, and this is, when you see him as a politician, it's not just politician. The man is very smart. And he